Every second you've spent fighting the chokehold of slow, clunky trade executions, every sleepless night staring at fractured liquidity and hidden costs, it's all been a brutal reminder that the system is rigged against you. Hedge funds have been caught spinning in a web of inefficiency, toxicity, and fraud, losing billions in the gap between intention and execution. You know it. Every delay, every slippage is a silent thief stealing your gains, eroding trust, and straining the razor-thin margins where victories are made or lost. The old guard's way has left you shackled to outdated networks, shadowy intermediaries, and fractured data that obscure the truth. That feeling of frustration, that gnawing certainty that something better must exist. This is not just discomfort. It's a fire demanding a revolution in how trades happen. Imagine a world where execution is not hostage to layers of trust and opacity, a system that operates as purely, quickly, and transparently as you envision, a force multiplier for your alpha, not just better, but fundamentally different. That world is no longer a distant dream. It's here. Hedge funds are turning to blockchain because this technology embodies exactly what you need: a framework that shreds inefficiency, exposes every transaction to the light of truth, and automates trust to an unbreakable degree. For the first time, you can execute trades on a platform where every move is visible, verified, and immutable. This is the kind of certainty where second-guessing evaporates and confidence reigns supreme. Think about the traditional process: fragmented markets, multiple custodians, countless intermediaries that inflate fees and multiply risk. Fractions of seconds wasted in data reconciliation, human error lurking in settlement delays, and the perpetual shadow of counterparty risk. This inefficiency leaks millions from your portfolio, drains your teams, and muddles your strategic edge. Blockchain flips this script. It offers a decentralized ledger where all parties share a synchronized truth in real time. Trades settle peer-to-peer without middlemen grabbing a slice. And audits become instantaneous, not month-long ordeals. It's not just about cost-cutting. It's about reclaiming control and reinventing what is possible. And what happens when your execution speeds up from minutes to near instant? When every step in the life cycle of a trade is codified into smart contracts, self-executing, tamper-proof code that triggers settlements instantly the right conditions meet. Your hedge fund transcends the sluggish realities of the past. Your traders no longer have to wait for clearance or wrestle with mismatched ledgers. Instead, they flow freely through the opportunity landscape, agile, fearless, untethered. The power shift is profound. Your risk diminishes, your transparency skyrockets, and your access to liquidity becomes unchallenged. This is a revolution wrapped in code, a battle cry for efficiency. But here's the kicker, the part nobody's shouting loud enough. Blockchain doesn't just reduce friction. It dismantles secrecy and the playing field of hidden agendas. It demands absolute transparency, not just internally, but across the entire execution ecosystem. This is terrifying for those who thrived behind opaque curtains, but it's a lifeline for those who refuse to be complicit in the old world's deceit. Because when every transaction is laid bare, traceable, time-stamped, and tamper-proof, market manipulation becomes harder, compliance sharper, and governance more bulletproof. You're not just cutting costs, you're building ironclad trust in an age riddled with skepticism. For hedge funds hungry for that next-level competitive advantage, embracing blockchain is no longer optional. It's existential. The system has starved innovation for years with expensive gatekeepers and legacy tech that can't keep pace with modern demands. You see the bottlenecks, the risk pools lurking in custodial chains, the ballooning operational overhead sucking dollars and speed from your fund like quicksand. Blockchain solutions break those bonds with automated clearing, reduced middleman layers, and the kind of end-to-end visibility that transforms risk management from guesswork into a science of certainty. Pure efficiency married with bulletproof security, and it gets even better. Smart contracts are programmable muscles in your execution engine. Picture conditional trades that trigger only when specific market signals align, negotiations that happen autonomously, and settlements that close instantaneously without the headache of manual intervention. This is not fantasy, it's here. It streamlines compliance checks, slashes settlement cycles, and unlocks new classes of trading strategies that simply weren't possible when execution was shackled by legacy processes. The hedge funds advancing fastest are already rewriting their playbooks with blockchain-powered infrastructure, gaining an alpha boost not from luck, but from engineering supremacy. Yet this isn't just about technology. It's about mindset. The funds that win are those who reject complacency, who burn with relentless hunger to unlearn the way things have always been and dare to decode a whole new blueprint. Blockchain is the tool, but the real game changer is your willingness to rip apart comfortable illusions, to confront the brutal truth that cherished systems are obsolete, inefficient, and deeply vulnerable. This edge is reserved for those who see the cracks in the facade, who are willing to discard the rulebook written for another era and architect new rules that serve sovereignty and speed, not delay and control. And here's what nobody talks about enough. Blockchain connects you in a network of power, not noise. It's the infrastructure for collaboration among the rare few sharks who refuse to swim in the shallow pools of mediocrity. Imagine a space where your execution partners, liquidity providers, regulators, custodians, everyone except the bloated layers of legacy inertia participates in a seamless, automated, trustless network. Your fund becomes part of a living, breathing organism of synchronized truth and aligned incentives, where synergy replaces suspicion and speed outpaces disruption. This shift doesn't just optimize your execution, it liberates your fund to become exactly what it was meant to be: agile, sovereign, and unbreakably connected. But the real power unfolds when the rare few, those who crave transformation, who refuse to live a borrowed life, embrace this tech and mindset. They escape the prison of old systems, break their chains of sluggishness, and reclaim power through connection to a tribe of fierce disruptors who redefine reality rather than accept it. This is not some vague utopia. It's an evolving battlefield where innovation trumps inertia, and the decentralized revolution is the ultimate liberation of execution. Hedge funds that join this movement don't just keep up, they dominate, creating alpha from the very fabric of new tech and radical collaboration. Don't misunderstand. Blockchain won't be a silver bullet if you cling to old habits, old hierarchies, old ways of thinking. It demands ruthless discipline, critical questioning of every legacy process, and selective alliances with the few who burn your fire. This is the long game for those who are patient, unyielding, and visionary. But the payoff? A future where your fund's execution is no longer a liability or a bottleneck, but your fiercest asset, a weapon in the relentless pursuit of what's next. Every microsecond saved, every dollar unspent on redundant fees, every risk subdued by transparent processes becomes a triumph. It's an awakening from the technocratic nightmare of outdated finance into a world where sovereignty is coded into the very infrastructure of your fund. The hedge funds embracing blockchain for execution are rejecting the comfortable lie that complexity equals control. They're pioneering a future where clarity and speed breed dominance, where fragmented markets merge into liquid ecosystems, and where execution stops being a gamble and becomes a calculated assault on inefficiency. The problems you face, the delays, the risks, the costs, are not bugs. They are features of an antiquated system designed to shield the many from the disruptive few. Blockchain disrupts this equilibrium by empowering those rare individuals and funds willing to question everything, claiming their independence, and unleashing the raw power of transformative technology. This isn't just evolution, it's a revolt against all the lies the system has sold as freedom. Your hedge fund can no longer afford to be a passenger in this journey. The question isn't why hedge funds are turning to blockchain for execution. It's why they would ever not. The momentum is irreversible because the rewards are beyond immediate profits. This is about building a resilient, transparent, and sovereign operation primed for the challenges and chaos of tomorrow's markets. Those who fail to adapt will find themselves trapped, gasping for breath as execution windows slam shut faster than ever. Those who embrace this shift will fly above the fray, wielding execution as a weapon, turning technology into an extension of their will. It's time to burn the old playbook. Time to disrupt the disruptors. Time to liberate your hedge fund's true potential through blockchain-powered execution that runs at the speed of thought and the certainty of steel. This is the dawn of a new era where your fund is not a cog in a broken machine, but a sovereign force sculpting the future of finance. No more intermediaries, no more hidden costs, no more blind spots. The blockchain revolution in execution is not just an upgrade. It's your hedge fund's chance to become the unstoppable, transparent, and agile powerhouse it was meant to be. Don't watch from the sidelines as others seize this advantage. Step into the arena. The future doesn't wait, and neither can you.